Hey everyone, it's Stashaeriksen again. I hope you're all doing well today. It is September the 8th of 2016 and I am here today with another Mandela effect video. Now, over the past couple of days, again, I have received so much feedback from all of you about these videos and about this phenomenon. And as you all know, I have only made 2 videos about this being my third, and this is definitely not something that I'm an expert in by any means. However, if you have followed me for a long time, you know that I have been on this YouTube channel giving spiritual guidance, helping people through every single end of the world event that was supposed to have happened, and also just helping people who have been through serious programs like MK Ultra and just, having psychic abilities is something. I honestly don't like the word psychic. I'm kind of allergic to that word, but to the world at large, it's kind of the only way, it's only the word that's been coined thus far to explain people who have extrasensory abilities, whether that be ESP, telepathy, precognitive, advances, like the phone rings and it's going to ring before it does, etc., etc. I have a lot of people who've come to me who have gotten exceptional healing abilities, lined up with very strange occurrences where they believe they were what is known as being touched by the hand of God. This has happened after, some people have had this happen after a lightning storm. This is actually biblical. This goes way far back. Many of the prophets had been kind of struck by lightning or were near lightning. And I know there's a lot of reference to that as far as Lucifer and Satan, but as we all know, there has been so much tampered with about these stories of our creation. I have a really old video on here called Satan, God, and Our Mother. If you can find, search through my channel. It explains a little bit about creation. Many people believe that Adam and Eve are the parents of humanity, and many people believe that Satan and Eve are the parents of humanity due to the Cain and Abel situation. So, depending on what it is that we're working with here will depend on the people that you align with and the theories that they have and things of that nature. So, I tend to subscribe to the belief that there's, a lot about our history and our creation that we don't know. So the Mandela effect, to be honest, is something that I'm quite certain has been going on for a very long time. Many people refer to the symptoms that they're having with Mandela effect as their awakening, or it is usually connected to a spiritual awakening. This is what I've been writing a lot of books about, and for those of you who are new to my channel, if you wonder why I keep talking about books, I'm not writing like fiction stories and trying to sell them to the public. This book is all based on true stories of clients that have come to me over the years that have needed spiritual guidance, help, healing, curse removals, you name it. I have many people who have been connected their family trees to the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds, and they have very long lines of family generational curses that they would like removed. And there's other stuff too. It's not about those 2 families, but I just wanted to give a little background because I honestly have still been getting so many attacks. All the attacks I've gotten on these videos have either been of a sexual nature, which is super inappropriate. I'm a married woman. I'm married in 2 countries, Norway and in America. I have 3 children. I'm just a normal mom. So I really don't have time for that type of stuff. It's so inappropriate when it has literally nothing to do with the content of my video. Over the past 24 hours, I have blocked so many trolls and so many agents, and if you guys think I don't know what a troll and an agent is by now, you're wrong. This book is all about agents as well. I actually have a whole chapter dedicated to it, where I just talk all about sleeper agents and sleeper cells and people that are, known as agents of influence. So I'm very well versed in a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, and people have been coming to me for a long time to help them through stuff that's been very difficult. So that's why I wrote this book. It's a collection of stories about multiple people who have come to me with really heavy stuff. And one chapter in here called The Awakening is all about the Mandela effect, and the main character, Sophia Snow, is experiencing it very heavily. So anyway, so that's just a little bit of a background about me. I actually don't really do YouTube videos anymore. In fact, I made a couple this year saying that you may just see one from me every few months. until this phenomenon came across my path, and I was contacted by a client who asked me to please look into this for him. So I honestly really am taking a break as soon as I am able financially to do so from not doing so many readings and healing services. As of right now, I can do multiple healing ceremonies per day, curse removals per day, and anywhere from like 5 to 20 personal spiritual guidance readings for people. I do these via video, I do them via email, so I have a lot on my plate. Now, since this Mandela effect thing has come across my path, I'm already on my 3rd video, and honestly, I really don't have so much time to spend on YouTube. So what God, Heavenly Father, the universe, whatever you'd like to call him, sometimes I call him the Universal Father because I believe he's the father of the whole universe. It gets real tricky when we talk about gods of the earth and gods of heaven. So anyhow, he had really known that I've been doing extra credit, helping humanity, healing humanity, giving guidance for so many years, and I'm getting to the point where I'm a little burnt out. I'm 38. My 2 oldest children will be turning 17 and 19 this year. Our youngest is 10 now, and I really just don't have so much time to dedicate to being on the internet. I'm not much of a technology person either. I'm really anti-technology. So what I have been asked to do by speaking to many of my clients and to the Heavenly Father is, rather than going on with series after series of videos about this topic, especially after all the troll comments, I mean, they were really rude this morning. I've had trolls my whole time of being on YouTube, but these were intense. So this makes me think there's a little bit of a psyop also mixed into this whole situation, with a lot of disinfo agents, as I like to call them, who are out there just, you know, trying to have their own dialogue within my video with other people. I saw people getting attacked within my comments. I had people telling me I was wrong about things and all this stuff. And if you guys have had any Mandela experience effects as of right now, you know there is no right and wrong here. There are so many variables that change right in front of people's eyes from day to day to day, that I feel that if I spend a lot of effort making videos explaining all about it, that I'll get lost. So last night I was talking to my client who actually brought this story to my attention in the first place. I got his permission to share his story, and last night my husband and I sat down and we compiled a list of all the Mandela effects that we've noticed that have come up more frequently. So what I've essentially done is I've already started a book about this phenomenon. The introduction is going to be my client's story. The next part of this is going to be all about the different Mandela effects, and then the next part of the book will be all about the different theories of what the Mandela effect is, and then the third part of the book will explain what I believe we can do with this information, because it's not enough to just keep finding all the, you know, the synchronicities and the non-synchronicities. We have to get to what is the bigger picture here. What is going on? What is really, really happening here? I'm a person that, you know, I do past life readings for people. Why do I do them? Not so someone can look back and boast about who they've been or where they've been. I present past life readings to people so that they can heal from their debris, from their unfinished business. Many lives are cut short, and there are many things that are left undone. So we reincarnate and we come back and we pick up to where we left off. Now, I have many people that say, well, how can you say that you're a Christian but you believe in reincarnation? I really don't have time for that convo. I've made videos about this in the past. Reincarnation is in the Bible, okay? So if you believe that, if you're a Christian, you believe that reincarnation is not real, go back and start researching again, because it absolutely is. Okay, so I don't want to get lost in that conversation either. But my point is I don't do readings to entertain people. I don't do readings to make money. Most people will tell you, you go on my website right now, I do readings for $5 on a website called Fiverr. And I've been a psychic for numerous years. I know people that charge $50 to $100 for the same thing that I do for $5. So if anyone wants to think I'm profiting, you got to find somebody else to pick on. This is not, I live such a life of humility and humbleness, it's not even funny. But the most important thing that I do when people come to me for a question or for guidance or for advice or for healing is I don't just give them tools to cope with the struggles that they're having with, but I also help them to find ways to heal and grow from these situations. So if in your past life you were a murderer, you were doing this, you're doing that, you're doing that, in this life you have to heal all the things that you did, clean up all the mess that on the debris in between, and then now in your current life reflect off of where you've been and learn from that now. Now again, that's not going to be for everybody, but if we believe that the Mandela effect has to do with history changing and the past changing, then I feel like some of this work that I've been doing for people may have something to do with the Mandela effect being adjusted too and timelines changing. I've had at least a couple of thousand people that I've done past life readings for up to this point, and almost every single time that I'm done with their healing or with their reading, they come back to me and tell me how many synchronicities and parallels their past life had to now, and how much it helped them to heal and grow and to break patterns that get repeated over and over again. So that's why I do past life readings for people. It's not, it's not about entertainment. It's about healing. It's about moving forward. And so that's why I feel the Mandela effect came across my attention. So rather than me sitting here and making a million more videos and getting lost in the topic, I'm going to continue to write this book about the Mandela effect. Now, if the really bad comments continue, I would like to kind of maybe start directing people over to my website, stashaeriksen.com, and when and if that happens, I'll put a link to the blog below. I have a blog section, and typically when I put out a YouTube video, I will mirror it on my website with a blog section where people can comment and have a discussion, because if the bots and the trolls don't stop, I just have to control it a little bit better. I'm doing this to help people. I'm not doing this to get in a debunking match with anybody or who's who and who's right and theory for the next 20 years. We'll get lost in that. As they say, the devil is in the details, so don't get lost in what's not important. So I don't want to spend the rest of my day strapped to this computer, repeating everybody's effects. So this is kind of a call to action. What I'd like to do is I would like for all of you in the comments below to please write a list of all of the Mandela effects that you have experienced. And if you have a compelling Mandela effect story that you would like to have featured in my book, I can change your name, I can change specifics. There is no such girl as Sophia Snow, and even in the introduction of this book, I do explain in detail that I've, changed everybody's name for privacy reasons. But this is a worldwide phenomenon. I have a readership, I have people that buy my books, and if people think this is important for the world to get out, then I will complete this work. So I would really like for everyone to, again, share all the Mandela effects that you've experienced in the comment box below. And if you have a story that you feel is, different from everybody else's, or one that really stands out or that really blew your mind, and please have it be true, then you can write, and again, you have to be okay with me putting this in a book. You guys, if anybody wants to be in the book and has a story to share, I will give you a copy of the book on Kindle and paperback for free. I always do an ebook copy and a paperback copy of all my books on Amazon. I will make this book as cheap as possible. I cannot make it free, so I don't want anyone to start asking that. Amazon costs money, book formatting costs money, designing covers costs money, formatting costs money, so I will make it as cheap as possible. I think the cheapest Kindle you can sell is $2.99, $2.99. So I will make it available worldwide. I will also make the paperback as cheap as possible, but I think this is something super important. So if you have a story that you'd like to tell, I would like you to type up your story and send it to me to my personal email address, which is stashaeriksen@gmail.com. So stashaeriksen@gmail.com, or else in the contact section of this YouTube channel, I do have another email which is known as healingwithbeats@gmail.com. So you can send your story over to me. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to get it all together, but I already have the introduction and a pretty good list of theories and effects going. But before I complete it, I just want to have as many people involved as possible. And also, if you're watching this video and you have a problem with anything that's happening, do yourself a favor. Hit stop and go to another video, because you're really being counterproductive to stop people from their path. It's not going to work. And honestly, the more people attack me, the more I know that I'm onto something. So all you're really doing is annoying my morning and slowing things down a little bit to wake up to all this trash you know. I mean, come on, you guys. It's just crazy, these comments. That's why I know they don't come from human beings. Okay, so, yeah, so I just want to get everybody involved. I don't have time to make videos all the time, so the best thing I can do is make a written work on paper that people can pass on to their friends. You can share your ebook, you can share the Kindle, you can share the paperback, whatever. This is something that's very important, and we can start, rewriting history one book at a time, as long as we all get together and be super honest. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to read you guys the list of Mandela effects that I have thus far for the book. It's going to be way longer, but this is just what I compiled last night. I haven't even known about this for more than a week, so it's been a lot of information coming very quickly. Now, I will read the list of what I have thus far, and how about if whatever I don't list, if I've missed anything, go ahead and include that in the comments below. And again, if you have a compelling Mandela story, if you have pictures, if you have residual evidence, if you have proof, please send an email to stashaeriksen@gmail.com, and I will absolutely include you in this project because I feel like it's really going to change the world. Okay, so here is my list of Mandela effects as of now. So don't include these ones in the comments. We'll just try to get fresh perspectives. Okay, number 1, Nelson Mandela. Is he alive or dead? Number 2, Berenstain versus Berenstain Bears. Number 3, Volkswagen versus Volkswagen. The spelling with an O versus an E, as well as logo change from the V and the W being connected to the V and the W having a dash in between. Number 4, Curious George. He has no tail. Number 5, the Volvo car logo has changed to the Mars symbol, aka the male symbol. Number 6, Mr. Rogers. Does he say it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood or a beautiful day in this neighborhood? Oh, that one blew my mind. Number 7, C-3PO from Star Wars. Was he all gold or was one of his legs made of iron? Apparently, he's always had an iron leg. Yeah, and Mr. Rogers, for those of you who haven't heard, it's now a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I'm definitely confused about that one. Okay, number 8, the one that is baffling everybody. I put this on Facebook, and there were so many arguments about it. It was crazy. From the famous clip from Star Wars movie, does Darth Vader say, "Luke, I am your father," or does he say, "No, I am your father"? Well, apparently he says no. He's always said no, and it's never been "Luke, I am your father." Number 9, all of the map changes. There's so many. Australia, Antarctica, the North Pole's missing. South America moved to the east. Baja California now has a super long coast and something called the Baja Sur. Sicily and Italy are now touching each other again. There's no more boot kicking the can. New Zealand is in so many different places people can't catch up. New York looks completely different. Alaska looks massive. The Gulf of Mexico is almost completely closed to where it's nearly almost the Lake of Mexico. Governor's Island in New York City, what is that place? The Bering Strait, where did that go? The North Pole, again, the North Pole is missing. What is the Scotia Sea? That's never been there before. The pyramids of Giza look super strange. And, oh man. Ellis Island, I almost forgot about that. Or Liberty Island. Where do you guys remember the Statue of Liberty being? Was it on Ellis Island or was it on something called Liberty Island? Well, apparently it's on Liberty Island and has never been on Ellis Island. Moving on, number 10. Also, there's many more map changes. If you guys want to add some more, go for it. Number 10, IKEA stores have been coming up missing. They're there one day, they're gone the next. Number 11, Forrest Gump. Did he say life was like a box of chocolates, or did he say life is like a box of chocolates? Now, of course, I always remember life is like a box of chocolates, but go Google it. It is now life was like a box of chocolates. I have to say the things that have changed seem very cryptic as well. Like life was this way and now it's different, etc., etc. Now, mamas and the papas. it's a song from California Dreamin', and it said, I walked past the church, I saw along the way, I got down on my knees, and I pretend to pray, or I began to pray. Well, now it's possibly, I get down on my knees and I pretend to pray. I mean, what? Well, now it's, I pretend to pray. There's no more, I got down on my knees and I began to pray. I mean, I can hear them in my head. But now it's pretend to pray. Yet another weird cryptic clue. Pretending to pray. What does that mean? Number 13, Capricorn, the astrological sign, is no longer a mountain goat. He's now something known as a sea goat or a mer goat. Mind blown. Number 14, the Lord's Prayer. Is it forgive us our debts and our debtors, or is it forgive us our trespasses and trespassing? What is it? If it's not trespasses, I'll be... Oh, so many people told me it's definitely forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. But, you know, it's just crazy how something will be one thing one way and then another thing the other day. Oh, I can't even get into it right now. See, this is how these videos can just go on and on and on. Number 15, there's another scripture. Is it talking about the lion laying down with the lamb, or does the wolf lay down with the lamb? Number 16, Queen Elizabeth is in the Bible. Which Queen Elizabeth is it? You know, we've had only a few that were around when this Bible could have been penned, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the Queen Elizabeth we all know right now, I'm pretty sure she couldn't have been around for that. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Huh. One of my books that I had upstairs actually belonged to my father. That one has the introduction from Queen Elizabeth in the front of the Bible. And here I have my Bible from when I was a child, from like the 80s, and the Queen Elizabeth page is not in here. Curiouser and curiouser. If you have a King James version of the Bible, there should be a foreword or an introduction at the beginning of the Bible. And it is all about Queen Elizabeth. And it's super cryptic, it's super weird. And she's talking about her beloved scion and that God is known as our most sovereign dread. Her name, Your Majesty, those like the letter Y and the letter M are capitalized as if she's on the same level as God. It's super weird. I wish that I had that one sitting here right now. But anyway, you guys can Google it. It's called like the introduction or foreword or dedication page to the King James Bible. It's dedicated to James, but it's talking all about Queen Elizabeth. They call her our bright and occidental star. Just get your King James, open it up. And I don't mean the first page. The first page of the Bible, we got the contents and we've got the first book of Genesis. But this is so weird. I can't believe it's missing from this one. This must be a lot older of a version. But the other version I have upstairs starts with this whole weird dedication to Queen Elizabeth, and it's creepy. Okay, let me move on. Now you see why I could be doing this for 100 years and why I have to just write a book about it, get it in black and white, and move on. I think if this gets out to the world, then more questions will be answered. Okay, so now also the Statue of Liberty is apparently located in New Jersey. I remember in school we learned something about how there was always this kind of argument between who did the statue belong to. Was it New Jersey or New York? Because it was supposed to be so close to the border. Anyway, now it's in New Jersey. If you're from New York, I know I have a lot of people from New York. Can you go and look and tell me where Ellis Island is, where the Liberty Monument is, where all of these things are? Because they just look off. I lived in New York for 3 months, and I don't even recognize it from Google Maps anymore. There's also apparently a bridge that goes directly to the Statue of Liberty now, which I don't know how that could have been there before with all of the immigrants who came from Ellis Island, from Ireland and England. Moving on, number 17 is, we all know Snow White. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. And when the queen looks into the mirror, what does she say to him? Does she say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Or does she say, "Magic mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?" Well, apparently it's always been magic mirror on the wall, and it's never been mirror, mirror. There's even a Disney movie called Mirror, Mirror. Insanity, but yet another weird clue. Why did they change wolf and lion? Why did they change mirror and magic? These are clues. Another thing, another little theory I have, is that these could be clues directly from our Heavenly Father. Rather than changing really big, important things that would scare us or freak us out, maybe he's just starting with these little tiny clues. He's very clever. He created this whole place. Now, another one. This one I have no recollection of, but it's such a highly debated Mandela effect that I had to include it. It's the spelling of the word dilemma. Is it Dilemma or is it Dilemma? Now, I've never heard the dilemma version, but many people have. So, how is it spelled? Number 19, another famous movie quote. We know Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner. What is that famous iconic saying that he says as he goes through the cornfield? He hears, "If you build it, they will come." Well, now, if you listen to it, it never said they will come. It says, "If you build it, he will come." And it's quite freaky, the voice. It's like, "If you build it, he will come." It's really scary. It sounds like a horror movie. What do you remember? Another thing, number 20, the A-Team van. I even remember the A-Team came to my school in San Diego when I was a kid, and I was an extra in one of their episodes. And they absolutely brought their A-Team van to my school. The A-Team van, as I remembered it, was a big GMC van, and it was all in black with like some red trim. Well, now if you look at the A-Team van, it has a totally gray top and black on the bottom. It's now gray and black. Check it out if you remember the A-Team van, but it's changed. Now, I have actually looked for residual evidence of the original A-Team van, and I did find it. If you go to a site called deviantart.com and you search for A-Team van fan art, you will find many fan art examples of the all-black van. Okay, number 21, Coca-Cola products. People are up in arms about all the changes. Some people believe that Coca-Cola used to be called Coke-Cola. Some people believe that the Coca-Cola logo has completely changed, that the C and the other C looks super weird. The word cola looks like a 666 thing now. The dash that used to be in between the words Coca and Cola is now no longer in between the words. It's like moved up to the top. It just looks weird. Also, the product known as Coke Zero has been completely removed. You can't even find pictures of Coke Zero on the internet. It is now Coca-Cola Zero. They tried to cover their butt and 3 weeks ago put out a press release saying that they changed the name to Coca-Cola Zero instead, but there was people finding this Mandela effect way before they changed it. Number 22, Jiffy Peanut Butter versus Jif Peanut Butter. If you saw my first Mandela Effect video, you know that I contacted Jif themselves, and they assured me that Jiffy never existed. However, I was watching one of my favorite shows, which is a Snoop Dogg has kind of like an interview show where he has people come on and he asks them different things. And there was an episode of Snoop Dogg's interview show where he had Larry King, the famous interviewer Larry King, on his show. And he asked Larry King, "What's your favorite peanut butter?" And he said Jiffy. Not only did he say Jiffy, but Snoop Dogg said, "Yo, Jiffy is the best peanut butter in the world." Then they made this rap song afterwards. You can find this, where he's like, "Jiffy peanut butter, something, something, something." This whole rap about Jiffy peanut butter. Larry King and Snoop Dogg, okay? Jiffy peanut butter definitely existed. Number 23, Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. How was it spelled? Was it spelled Tuens like music? Or was it spelled Toons like a cartoon? Big debate on that one. Next one is Fruit Loops versus Fruit Loops? Was it always spelled F-R-U-I-T, loops, or was it F-R-O-O-T, loops? So you see what I'm saying here. There are many, 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 many Mandela effects. That's just a quick one that I wrote like when I had 10 minutes last night. My husband is also experiencing the Mandela effect. We are not alone in this, and we sat down and have watched so many videos. We've been compiling a list, and we know the Heavenly Father brought this in our direction. Maybe other people are meant to make YouTube videos or to like help people via Skype about their effects, or maybe other people are meant to get really scientific. But my calling is writing and the written word. So this is just why I know it was brought to my attention, was to put this all down on paper and that people can start to make sense of it. Because it's just going to be a theory and a conspiracy until we make it real. So that's why, because we're so powerful and because our words are so powerful, we need to get this stuff on paper now before it disappears. I've been rereading my own book. It only released a couple months ago. I've been rereading my own book. I have a whole section here about mind control and Hitler and eugenics and all of this stuff, and I had a whole section talking about how Hitler had brown hair and blue eyes, and I'm sorry, he had brown hair and brown eyes, and how ironic I thought that he was trying to do genetic cleansing because he had dark hair and dark eyes. I read back my own book and it doesn't say it anymore. Okay, I wrote this book in May of this year. It's barely even been released. I'm reading the section back about Hitler, and it no longer says that he has brown eyes. I don't know if anybody out there writes, but when you write, you rewrite, you rewrite, you rewrite, you edit and edit and edit, you know your book almost by heart. My whole section that was talking about Hitler and him having dark hair and dark eyes is now missing. So, very strange. Things can change even in your own written works. I also have a list about all of the different theories that I believe are leading to this phenomenon. But I will go ahead and leave that video for another day. I may do a couple more videos, but I don't think this is going to be something that I will be doing for a very long time. Okay, guys, I hear my phone ringing. I've got to go, but leave your comments, send me an email, let me know what you can add to this book and if you're interested in being a part of it. If you have anything negative to say, please just go on to the next video because it's truly being very counterproductive to helping the rest of humanity. Okay, guys, love you ever so much. Kisses and hugs and strong love and peace and positivity from Norway to all of you, wherever you are, all over the world. Thanks a lot, and don't get scared of the Mandela effect. Learn from it. Be strong, and know that most likely you're very aware of something that the rest of the world has become numb to or has become kind of zombified to. Everyone's on autopilot. I blame Pokemon Go for a lot of this. I'm going to have a video about this if you don't know what I'm talking about. But Distraction City, we need everyone to get present, everyone to get happy, everybody to get on the same page. And soon we will wise up and rise up, as they say. Love you all. Ha det bra!